Hello students, good morning. Today, what lesson we are going to study in social? We are going to study the second unit of the third chapter in history, that is Nazism and the rise of Hitler. What is the name of the second unit, ma? It is Hitler's rise to power. Okay? So, Hitler's rise to power. Here, before entering into this unit, we can have a short recap about the first unit also. What is the name of the first unit, ma? It is the birth of the Weimar Republic, right? Okay. In this first unit, what are things we have studied? Can you able to recall it? First, one main thing is what? It was the time of First World War, right? It was the time of First World War, and it is between 1914 to 1918. And Germany, along with whom? What took part in that First World War? German with Austria, right? Austrian Empire, okay, ma? Austrian Empire fought in that First World War, and in that time, it was the time of the birth of Weimar Republic, and that is the first time the country moves to the democratic situation, and they started what? They conducted elections, right? Elections, and they selected president also. And unfortunately, what happened? In the First World War, Germany, they got defeated, and this Weimar Republic accepted the defeat towards whom? Allied countries. And what happened? Automatically, these Allied countries, as a war guilt, they demanded 6 billion amount, and also they had taken most of the resources of Germany, right? And in that unit, other than that, what we have seen? The effects of war, political radicalism, and the years of depression, right? Okay, these were the main topics and the important things that we have seen in the first unit. So today, in the second unit, what we are going to see is we are going to learn about Hitler. Okay, Hitler, where he born and how he spent his youth days, and how he started the Nazi party, and what were the developments after this First World War he brought in Germany. That were the things today we are going to learn in this second unit. Okay, ma'am. So at first, Hitler was born in 1889. Okay, ma? 1889 in Austria. And can you know how was his youth days? In the youth days, he was very poor now. Okay? He was in the youth days, he was a very poor man, and at the time of First World War, he enrolled himself in the time of First World War, he enrolled himself in army. Okay. In army, at first as what? As a messenger in the front. Messenger in the front means during the time of war, the messages should be passed from one place to the other place where they were fighting, right? So at first he did that role, and soon after that he became the corporal officer. Corporal. And he even what? Got medals for his bravery. And this is the young age achievements of whom? Our great Hitler. Okay, ma'am. And now we are going to see what you know. After this time, I said you that he joined in the political party, right? He joined by 1919 at the age of 30. He joined a small group called German Workers' Party. German Workers' Party. And as he is a very talented guy, soon he take over the control of that German Workers' Party, and he renamed it as what you know? National Socialist German Workers' Party. Okay, ma'am. German Workers' Party. So, and this National Socialist German Workers' Party later it came to be called as Nazi Party. Okay, ma'am. Later it is called as Nazi Party. So here what are the things we are seeing? Hitler, he was born in 1889 in Austria, and in his young age he lived a very poor life, and in the First World War he enrolled himself in army. At first as a messenger in the front, and then he became the corporal officer, and in that after the World War First he got medals for his bravery, and then slowly by 1919 he joined in a small group called German Workers' Party, and soon after that he took over the party and he renamed it as National Socialist German Workers' Party, and soon after that it later called as Nazi Party. Okay, ma'am. So after that in 1923, ma'am. In 1923 what happened, you know? In 1923, as the Nazi Party was little bit growing well, our Hitler, he thought of seizing the control of what? Which area, ma'am? He thought of marching towards the Berlin and seizing the control of Bulgaria. Okay? So, by 1923, he thought of seizing the control of Bavaria and he marched towards Berlin, and finally he captured it also. Okay, ma'am. And this is the one great historical event by which Hitler got famous all over the world, because you all know that in the First World War they were signing a treaty. What treaty it is? Peace Treaty of Versailles. In that treaty, what they were saying, what the Allied countries were saying, you should not fight a war or you should not go to any country to fight with your army. That was the treaty signed by the Germany. But this, our Hitler, he break the peace treaty and he went along with 1,000 soldiers to Bavaria, to Berlin, towards Berlin, and he fought with the army and finally he captured the area. Okay, ma? And this is a very great thing. And after that, what he does is, by 1929, after 1928 itself, what happened, you know? You all know that already the Germany after the First World War, it is in the state of poverty. The whole country was in the time of poverty. So what happened? The banks got collapsed and most of the workers lost their jobs, right? And even the middle class people, they are afraid of the destitution. Destitution means they don't know how they can lead their life. Okay, and in that time, what happens means this Hitler's Nazi party, so the people of that Nazi propaganda people, what? They stirred up the hope to rise Germany. Okay, ma? You all know well that if you are in a situation of being very depressed and if some people is stirring up means you can do, we will be attaining the same position, the great position back. In that way, if anyone is stirring up means automatically you would love the people and you will be supporting the people. In that way, in that time, Nazi propaganda, the Nazi party people were stirring up the hope of the German people that we will again come back to the power. That's what the thing they were stirring up. And one more thing you all know well that Hitler is a powerful speaker. Powerful speaker means his speeches are very motivational and it is very powerful. So at that time, this Hitler he was giving almost his speeches to the people. By how? He promised that after his rule, during the time of his rule, he will be what? He will overcome the state of poverty in Germany. He helped the people to overcome the state of poverty in Germany and all those things. Now they were what? Forcefully suppressed by the peace treaty of Versailles, right? So they will be coming out of that particular treaty. And also what? Those who are searching for job, those who needs employment, all those people will be given employment in his what? Rule. Okay. And also one more thing is what? He says that again to the back original stage, how German was powerful in the olden days now. In the same way, Hitler promises that I will bring back the Germany to its power in front of the whole world. That was the powerful speech given by Hitler in that time. Okay, ma? And after that, what happens means, this Hitler's Nazi party people that people started what? They held many rallies. And public meetings. public meetings. Okay, ma. So they conducted many rallies and public meetings, and they stirred up the audience, and also they motivated the people that again they can be a strong nation and a powerful nation. So this created a very great belief of the German people towards the Nazi party. Okay, ma. And after that, what happens? By 1 second. By 30 Jan 1933. Okay, ma. By 1933, what happens? Automatically, whom? I already said to you that now, after this birth of Weimar Republic, the president's rules was there, right? That president, he gave the power. He gave, I said you in the end of the first unit itself, I said you that the president by the article 48 has the power, and he gives the authority to one particular individual called decree, right? So that the thing is going to happen now, and the president gave, at first give the chancellorship and that is the powerful authoritative post in the cabinet of ministers to whom? Hitler. Okay, ma. By 30 Jan 1933, Hitler became the chancellor of the cabinet of ministers. Cabinet of ministers. So after that, after this, in the very next month, by 28th of February, as a fire decree, Hitler became the fire decree. Okay, fire decree. What he says? He banned the rights of media and also the people and also the army, and everything was taken under his control. Okay, ma'am. Because in order to develop the country, there should be taken some hard decisions, right? So in that way, Hitler, as a fire decree, banned all the rights of the people, right to speech, right, and also the rights of media, and the rights of the army people under his control. Okay, and this was completely against the promise given by whom? The Weimar Republic. In the Weimar Republic, what are the things they said is banned by the fire decree. And the next thing is, by 3rd March, what happens means, automatically, as a fire decree, he enabled an act. Enabled an act means who? Hitler enabled an act. Enabling an act as the rule of dictatorship. And what is called as dictatorship, ma? Dictatorship means one particular person, and he is the complete authority of the country, and whatever decision he is taking, whether it is right or wrong, everyone should obey. And it is a hard it's a very strong post and like a king. Okay, ma? And that rule was enabled, enabling the act as the country should follow the rule of dictatorship, and that was passed by that time. Okay, and immediately after that, I already said you that in the young stage, Hitler was a Hitler was enrolled in army, right? So at first he what? Given update for the police, and initially the policemen of Germany were wearing a green uniform, but other than that he segregated that policemen to different departments, and that's what we are going to see how many departments he is what creating in the police department. First thing is what? Storm troopers, security service, secret police force, and also finally criminal police. Okay. Criminal police. And under these four categories, he segregated the policemen and he taken the authority. Okay, ma'am? Because at first, if the rule is strong and the policeman who is making others to follow the rule in a strong way means automatically the country comes under control, right? And also, he did everything for the development of Germany. Okay, ma'am? And the next thing is by 1933, I already said you everything is happening in this 1933. What he did is you all know that most of the countries in this world are what? Being a member of that League of Nations. Okay, ma'am? So he withdrew or ruled out of League of Nations. Okay, ma'am? League of Nations. So here you come to know that two great things against the law he is doing. First thing is what? He signed the peace treaty and he went against that by what, ma'am? By marching to Berlin and capturing the place. That is the first thing. And second thing is they were being a member of League of Nations, but from that membership he comes out. Okay, ma'am? That was the second thing. And the next thing is by 1936. By 1936, what happened? He occupied you all know that by the First World War, what happened? The Allied powers demilitarized the Rhineland zone, and Rhineland was actually inside Germany, but it was completely demilitarized. And you all know that Rhineland is a place of great resources of Germany, that it is having a big industrial area for using. From there they got the coal, right? So after coming out of League of Nations, immediately what? Hitler taken his army and reoccupied the Rhineland. Okay, ma'am? And finally, in 1938, what happened? Hitler, you all know that where did Hitler born? Hitler was born at Austria, right? So he wanted everyone, that is Austria and Germany, to be a one country. So he what he did is he created or integrated Austria with Germany. With the slogan. Can anyone guess what slogan he used for integrating Austria with Germany? one nation, so one emperor and one people. So it is one people, one nation, one emperor and one nation, okay. And that was the slogan he used to integrate Austria with Germany. So finally, three main great improvements, developments that he did in this time. What it is? First thing is what? He went a march to Berlin and captured the Bulgaria. That was the first thing. And second thing is he reoccupied Rhineland by 1936. And the third thing is, in the First World War, I said you that along with Austrian Empire only, Germany was fighting in the First World War. And again, after that, they got divided by the Allied powers. And again, what happened? They got reunited, that is, they got integrated by 1938 by Hitler. Okay, these are the things that we are seeing in the unit second. So, shall we have a short recap of this lesson? Okay, at first, in 1889, Hitler born, right? And by 1919, he started what? He joined the Workers' Party, German Workers' Party. And after that, he took over the party and he renamed it as National Socialist German Workers' Party, and later it was called as Nazi Party, right? And after that, what happens? By 1923, you all know that this Germany already after this First World War, they were in a very depressed state and in a very below poverty level. That was the state of Germany at first. So what happened in that time is banks got collapsed. Banks collapsed, unemployment, and a state of destitution. Destitution was going on at that time, but I said you that Nazi party people, that is the Nazi propaganda, they stirred up the people, German people, by what? Giving a hope, okay ma'am, hope. And after that, what happens? After 1923, automatically, you all know that I already said you what? Hitler is a powerful speaker, and because of his many speeches in many stages, and also in the public stages, he stirred up the people and he given the hope and he given the promise what? He will bring back the Germany to the same powerful state, and also he will overcome and also he will withdraw all the conspiracies of the world in Germany, okay, and also he will be providing employment to all the young people and stable confidence to the youth. That was the thing he said. And after that, what happens? By 1933, what happened? By January, the president of Germany, what he did? He made this Hitler as a chancellor, right? Chancellor of the cabinet ministers, and it is the highest position in the country. And after that, by February, he became fire decree, right? Fire decree. And as a fire decree, what? He banned the rights of the people, that is right to speech and also the right of media he banned, which was the what rights given by the Weimar Republic. Okay ma'am. And the next thing is by March. By 3rd March 1933, what? He enabled the act of the rule of dictatorship, right? Rule of dictatorship. And after this, what happened? After this only, he marched towards, and also what? After becoming a dictator, at first what he had changed? The first thing is, he divided the police department into 4 different categories, right? What? Secret police service and also what? Security service, criminal police and also what? Judge, right? So, all these 4 categories were created at first, as because I said you that in his young stage he was working in military, right? So first he had did all those things, and the next thing is what? In order to develop the economic status of Germany, this Hitler, he what? Made an economist to take control of it, and his name is Sackett, okay? And this Sackett is an economist, and he promised to have one main thing, that is what increase in production and also increase in employment. That is the one main aim and focus of this Sackett. And what he did is, he started giving employment to most of the young people of Germany, and because of that, 2 main great things came. And what is that means? German world highways and also we all know that most of you are nowadays using what? Cars, right? And a very topmost car running successfully in India is Volkswagen, right? That was the main great achievement that by Sackett. Volkswagen, right? And these 2 things he did. And also at that time, what happened means, Hitler was continuously started buying against the weapons and spending the money for that. And that time, the Sackett advised that if we are doing like that means automatically our economy will fall again. And here closes the unit 2. Okay ma'am. So I just want you to do what means, you have to prepare and write notes on this unit, and as a 1-word question, say for example just 20 1-word question you have to prepare and you have to send it as homework. Okay, thank you.